Macedonia has been a latecomer in the whole process of attracting FDI. Certainly at the beginning of the 90s, a lot of countries of Central and Eastern Europe opened up after the breakup of the Soviet Union and the Eastern Bloc. But unfortunately, because of what was happening in the Balkans and breaking apart, relatively violent breaking apart of former Yugoslavia, we were certainly not looked at as a country and as a region potential for investment destinations. The whole process started somewhere end of 2006, beginning of 2007. And I think in a period of about 10 years, we were relatively successful because not only as a latecomer, but certainly based on the experiences and the knowledge of what others had done, we were able to attract majority manufacturing-based companies from the automotive sector, but not only those. Through the whole process of creation of a very conducive business and investment environment, a lot of business reforms for improvement of the business climate were done, and there was active process of attracting investment based on a strategy and based on a professional team working in this whole field. Then we are coming into a period of about 7 to 8 years where the FDI attraction process was pretty much neglected, or certainly not part of the priority of the governments in that period. So there were reinvestments that happened on by existing companies that were already here, or companies that had, I don't want to call it stumbled upon, but maybe found Macedonia in their whole investment search, which was internal company related and based on experiences of other investors, maybe their peers, their competitors, they chose and decided to come and invest here. But there was no strategy. There was no active process of analyzing sectors where we feel that we have the competitive advantage and then reaching out to companies based on those sectors, knocking on their doors, creating a value proposition for them and positioning the country as an investment destination. And certainly the whole process of marketing and branding of the country was non-existent. I believe now what is important is to come back to some of the activities that were done back in the day, but certainly we have to change and adjust to the current environment. Labor-intensive companies and availability of labor is not possible anymore. Certainly, we have to concentrate on smaller investments, not by value, but by job creation. So I would say companies in the 200, at most up to 500 people, that we need to go up market. I already answered part of that in the first question, but we have to continue or restart the whole process of nation branding and presenting the country as both investment and tourism destination. We used to do that. We were present initially in print, then in digital, then on TV. I believe it's time to do more of that because Macedonia is not a known country in the global community. FDI attraction is a very competitive field. Everybody is trying to get investors, but we have to be careful to attract niche investments that are suitable and that we believe those type of investments can thrive here. Our competition is not going to be a huge European or global country, but we need to position ourselves partially through the process of nearshoring. So now we produce in Europe for Europe, or potentially provide services in Europe or next to Europe for the European market. Also from a global geopolitical, geoeconomic, geostrategical movements. We need to be not only diligent and careful, but we need to see where the flows of capital, where the trade and investment is moving, and also to find the right type of investment. It doesn't matter whether this is investment from North America, whether this is European, whether this is Far East Asia investment from Japan and South Korea, but at the same time to be prudent, to see how to maximize the economic opportunities of the country. During the discussions in the panels over the last couple of days, we even had some questions to the audience. Should investment from China, should investments from the Gulf be accepted? What would that mean? So we really need to do that in line with what are the regulations by the European Union, by United States, but also to look a little bit more broader in terms of what is favorable for us as a country. Because ultimately, we're not in a situation to pick and choose. We are actively opening our country and our economy to attract investment, but certainly we have to be careful in order to pre-screen certain investments and to make sure that all those investments are here to create value and that they are market-driven rather than have something else in the background and that they want to influence some other things other than competitiveness.